Korynn Gaines. She's a Moorish national, as she calls herself, which is essentially a black supremacist, a sovereign citizen, if you will. And she has bought into the whole Black Lives Matter, police are pigs, all cops are bastards, and you're going to see the outcome of it, and it's not pretty. She's been pulled over for a traffic stop, and her kids are on the back, and she's going to mouth off, and ultimately, down the road, she's going to get herself killed. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
Now, this is pretty old, I admit, and a lot of you may have already seen this. Even if you've already seen it, you probably haven't seen it in a while, and it's always good to go back over because this shows you what happens when extremist views take root and there's no one there to put them in check.
Am I free to go? Is there a crime being committed?
If you were free to go, they wouldn't have pulled you over. And as far as has there been a crime committed, they fall into the belief somehow that a traffic infraction is not really a crime, and since you can only be pulled over for crimes, then the cop has no right to pull her over, blah, 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 blah. In some states, actually, traffic violations are crimes, and most they are not. Whatever the case, the cop can still pull you over. He has the authority to do that.
Yeah, you don't have the driver's license. You don't have the tag.
Okay, who are you?
I am the Baltimore County Police Department.
Okay, so I don't participate in that. You are not authorized?
Let me see your driver's license or I'll have to arrest you. And I don't know what you're going to do with your children.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're going to arrest me for what now?
Because I have to be able to identify. You don't have any tag on
Sir, you have something
right,
that authorizes you.
See that tag? Who would have? Do you know who she is?
Sir, can you identify yourself?
If I can't ID you, I'll have to arrest you. I don't understand.
Sir.
Give me a license.
Listen, you have yet to identify yourself. At this point in time, I don't know who you are and why you're pulling me over. You are not. Sir.
Okay, so they're wearing police uniforms. They have badges. They're driving in a police vehicle that has emergency lights on it. They're probably the police. And if you don't believe it, then call 911. If you think you're being pulled over by somebody, you're not sure it's the police, call 911. They will tell you. It's a perfectly legitimate use of 911.
Can you identify yourself?
Tell me one more time. Turn the car off.
Sir, can you identify yourself? Okay. He's turning my car off.
Yeah, he turned your car off, and now he's got your car keys. They've got you now. Without your keys, you can't go anywhere, and they have you over a barrel. You have to recognize when the other person's got you, and Moors and sovereign citizens can't do that. That's one of their key weaknesses. Now, you may be wondering, Moors, sovereign citizens, are they the same? Moors are sovereign citizens. They're black, unlike most sovereign citizens, and they're black supremacists.
No, I'm not complying to that. Listen, I'm not complying to that. Here's I own this vehicle.
So you want to be arrested? You have a child in the backseat.
No, I understand that.
You want me to, how? You have a
Listen,
child.
I don't want to be arrested.
Yeah, the cop is saying, look, this is just bad. I mean, it's one thing to come up with a sovereign citizen that just wants to get arrested, fine, but she's got kids in the back. What are they going to do with the kids? I mean, this is terrible. He's trying to prevent her from going down this road. He's not going to be successful.
That's number one. All I'm asking you for.
I showed you my police ID. I don't have to do that, but I did it because I'm working with you.
Sir,
okay? You don't have a tag on the vehicle. In Maryland, you have to have a registered motor vehicle to drive.
Okay, all right. So this is what we're going to do.
Okay. What are we going to do?
And I'll explain to you. I'll explain to you.
I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Why I don't have a tag on my car.
Okay. Well, that's all you had to say that from jump street and you wouldn't have this problem.
No. I'm still waiting for you to identify yourself.
Get what you gotta get.
Okay.
I've identified.
Now, this is who I am.
Okay.
You can read that. The owner of this vehicle.
You know the things. Okay. Do
The
you
owner
have
of this.
a Maryland Is this vehicle registered in Maryland? Do you
Yes,
have license?
listen, it was.
One. Okay.
Okay?
It's a
Now,
snap.
I'm in the middle of suing you guys
Okay.
in ECI, and they came and took my tags off of my car. My car was properly insured.
Who's ECI?
That's a Eastern Correctional Institution.
The Easter Correctional Institution or Eastern Correctional Institution? Why would they be involved? I have no idea.
You know they're talking about stealing my vehicle.
Yeah, tell your kids that the cops are trying to steal your vehicle. That's a good thing.
Can you give me mine? I didn't say it's like information. For what? You said you already heard my information. You don't
Getting out of the car like that, a pretty ballsy move. I would not recommend it.
have to run me anything that I'm beside anything. So, okay, you have my information pulled up. I would like to have my ID and my card and stuff.
I will give it back.
And also my car keys.
Yeah, back in the car. We'll give it to you when we're ready, all right?
Okay, well how long will that be?
Wait for the tow truck.
Waiting for the tow truck. Dun, 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 dun. You're screwed, lady. They've got your car keys and they're bringing in the wrecker. It's over.
So, 5 minutes.
Okay.
If you get the kids out of the car,
Oh no, I'm not. You won't be touching me or my children.
That's a threat. And now you've just raised the ante. At this point, they're not going to be playing with you anymore.
No, they know not to give them to me too, because I put right up on their asses.
Yeah, the kids are nervous now.
Nice.
At least he was being nice.
Me, right? Yeah, we gonna show this. These bitches gonna see a fight today. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that.
He's telling the kids there's going to be a fight. Gee, I wonder if the kids' anxiety is going to now skyrocket.
Gonna have to kill me.
Oh, and if that wasn't enough, they're going to have to kill me. She's saying this to her kids.
Hey, Cody. They tell you get out this car or take your seatbelt off. You do not get out this car. Do you understand? You better fight their asses. Fight them. Do you hear me?
How do you think these kids are going to work out in adult life? She just got done telling them, if the cops want you to get out of the car, fight them.
all right, man. Here's your citation.
You can keep that.
I can't. I'm going to see it.
No, I won't be accepting those.
All right. You don't have to sign. It doesn't mean you're guilty.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't want to.
Okay, but I have to give you citation so you can read it later.
I just want my information.
And here's your,
Thank you. And where my car keys?
we're waiting for the tow, okay? So I would right now get all your stuff out, okay?
Okay, where my car keys?
We have to give you the tow driver. We'll take the car key off and give you the rest of the keys, okay?
I want my car keys now.
Well, you ain't going to get them now. They possess the car keys. So you're at a huge disadvantage here. And so getting all mouthy, not going to work.
Okay. That's fine.
So if you don't get out when the tow truck driver gets here, you'll be placed under arrest, okay?
Okay.
And I will be
Listen, you're not gonna kidnap me, so get ready for it. Well, you can go ahead. Listen, you're not gonna kidnap me. I've never been arrested.
You're not going to kidnap me. Well, her definition of kidnap is arrest. Essentially, you don't control that. If they're going to kidnap you, they're going to do it.
I'm not committing a crime. There is no victim here. So when the first chance you put your hands on me, I promise you I will own your ass in that department over there. I promise you that.
Yeah, a lot of bluster. That's another typical tactic of the Moors and the sovereign citizens, promising they'll be sued, telling the cop about how many of these past cases they have won, blah, blah, blah. They say it all the time. Keep in mind, she also mentioned something about there's no victim here. Another common trait among sovereign citizens and Moors is they feel that if no one has been injured, there is no crime. It's a long-standing libertarian ideal, but it's not founded in any law. We have lots and lots of crimes that don't require a victim. Still illegal.
I promise you. I promise you that. The first time you lay a first time.
What about the second?
You won't. I mean, listen. A chance to do what? Sir, you're trying to steal my car and you're telling me that if I don't get out my car that you're going to kidnap me and probably planning on kidnapping my kids too. It's not going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Listen. If you plan on shooting somebody today, you can get your wish. When you put your hands on me, I promise you will have to murder me. You will have to murder me. So go ahead and get ready to do that.
Yeah, I think I would raise this to the level of a felony stop at this point. You're going to have to kill me. You bring in backup and they get their guns out. This could go south really bad. She might be armed. You don't know. And if she makes a claim that you're going to have to kill me, that's a deadly threat as far as I'm concerned if I was a cop.
You will have to kill me.
How do you feel that her kids are taking this?
I promise you. Give you this camera and I want you to make sure you record all of this. Okay? They're going to try to fight me. Do you understand? And I want you to record every part. Do you understand?
Jeez. I mean, the kid's only like 3 or 4 years old.
Yes. Don't be afraid.
Ma'am, are you gonna get out?
I will not be getting out. Here, Cody.
Hello? You know it's not that bad. It's just an uninsured vehicle. You know that, right?
It wasn't an uninsured vehicle.
You know the whole sovereign citizen and your tag, not a legit tag in any state.
Sir, this is what I explained to him. I'm in the middle of suing the government. The government actually came and took my tags off of my car. My car was properly insured. My car was up to date with everything.
Then they wouldn't have been taking the tags off your car.
They know what they're doing, and they will have to kill me today.
No, nobody wants to
They
kill you.
will have to. They know exactly where I live at. I'm not sure if you. They know what they're doing, and they will have to kill me today.
No, nobody wants to
They
kill you.
will have to. They will have to in
know,
front
if
of
you
my
don't get
children and
out,
everything.
You're going
That's
to jail, right?
listen, and they will not kidnap me. They're not going to steal my vehicle, and they're not going to kidnap me the way they think that they are.
At this point, I think you could probably use bear mace or a taser on her. I don't know. I mean, it seems to me like a good thing to do because if she's claiming that they're going to have to kill me, she's threatening. At that point, I think that whatever you do to try to move this thing along to a non-lethal arena, I think you do that. And so I would be getting the taser out and getting it ready.
They're going to have to kill me today, and it's something that they're not going to anticipate,
Nobody's
but they
gonna kill
will.
you on it.
That is exactly what you guys want to do.
And she said that it's not something they're going to anticipate. That's called an ambush.
So you realize you're going to jail here soon, right?
Listen, I've never been in jail, and I never will go. You guys will take me away from here in a body bag. Do you look at me in my eyes? You guys are going to take me away from here in a body bag. I promise you.
Yeah, that's an empty promise. But again, if I'm the cop, this is now a felony stop.
I promise you will.
Is she living there?
Remember, her kids are hearing all of this.
The one with the big tag?
If you guys think that you're going to kidnap me, willingly, shit, you crazy.
I'm crazy.
I'm not getting out.
What do you want us to do with your children? You know we're going to send them to a social worker, right?
Okay.
Can you comprehend that?
Listen, my daughter breastfeeds. My son is, it's okay.
That's why hospitals
Listen,
and social
it's okay.
services-
I'm not afraid of y'all. I don't know what the fuck y'all don't get. I'm not scared of y'all.
Yeah, they're not scared of you either. And there are more of them than you, and they have guns. So not being scared of them doesn't do you a whole lot of good.
I asked you if you're Yeah, we just.
And I'm not complying to y'all criminal fucking ways. I'm not gonna do it. We are gonna see.
Again, not understanding when the other person has you over a barrel. It's their greatest weakness. They just don't get it. They have your car keys. You can't go anywhere.
You see these fucking rebels back here? Live on forever, my nigga. Forever.
Ah, the N-word. Must know Joseph Rosenbaum.
All right, shit. To get away from my car. That's what I want you to do, to get the fuck away from my car. And find something fucking better else to do. Ain't no victim here, and there's no fucking crime going on. It is not a crime. That's bullshit.
The cops are kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. They're trying their best to kind of coax her out of the car. It's not going to happen. Not that easily.
It's all for y'all to get money, and I don't participate in this shit. And
Well, you're participating. You don't have any choice in it.
y'all not gonna get a fucking dime out me. I'm gonna sue the shit out of y'all though, and y'all gonna pay for this shit, and y'all gonna pay my kids for the rest of their fucking life for this shit. I hope so too. Well,
Then why are you so objecting to it? And why are you so upset? If this is going to pay for your kids' college and everything like that, then why are you so angry? And the reason is, she knows fully well she can't win.
are y'all fucking burn in hell? All y'all fucking pigs.
Again, her kids are hearing the whole thing.
Yeah, get on there.
I was thinking that I see for it all along. That's self-incriminating myself.
No, you guys are self-incriminating yourselves. Nobody has presented a delegation of authority order. He don't even know what the fuck it is.
That's because there's no such thing. Delegation of authority is this made-up thing that sovereign citizens and Moors think exists out there. They think that the cop carries around a piece of paper that explicitly tells the cop that he has the authority to basically enforce the laws. Actually, the delegation of authority is the oath. The cop got hired, he took an oath of office, and at that point, he's a cop. He has the authority to do what he's doing here. There's no paper required.
Give me a hug, baby. I love you.
You love him? Well, maybe you should be doing more things to kind of help him emotionally here.
Okay. Hey, Mama. Hey.
Babe, do you want to get in the vehicle?
Give me a kiss.
To get your children out?
What? Mommy, love you. Cry.
Yeah, the kids are now scared. They don't know what's going to happen. She's been telling the cops that they're going to have to kill her. And that's their mother. They have to be terrified.
Stop crying.
We have to get you out of this car.
Don't cry. Stop crying. Hey, look at me.
All this over a traffic ticket.
What are you afraid of? Remember what I told you? Stop crying. Can you shut her door? Don't.
She's telling the kids, don't get out.
What did I just tell you? Don't cry.
I just want to
Don't cry, and you better fight.
Don't cry and you'd better fight.
Y'all need to get away from her. You come up here with me.
She's grabbing the baby. Come on, stop. All right.
Sir, don't
I don't want
put
her
your
to touch the baby.
hands on me.
You're not touching the baby, all right? She's good hand. Stop.
This is my...
This is where you bring in the taser. You have to taser. They're trying to get the children out of the car. She's trying to prevent that from happening. Who knows? She could do something pretty drastic at this point. You go to a non-lethal something to make this thing move along here. And again, I'm not a cop. Maybe that's not within policy, but I'm just saying to myself, you know, at this point, it would be better for everybody. It would be better for everyone concerned if we taser, put her in cuffs, so we could get the kids out of the car.
Watch out. Get off of her. Come up here, son.
No,
Don't move from that seat.
Hey,
Stay there.
did you hear what I said? Get up here with mine.
Hey, buddy.
You sit right here with mine. Don't be afraid. You see what they do to us, right?
You see what they do to us. Don't be afraid. Well, you can't have it both ways. You're basically terrorizing these kids. You're telling them, whoa, they're out to kill us. They're out to hurt us. But don't be afraid. How in the hell are you supposed to not be afraid? He's only like 3 or 4 years old.
You fight them.
Okay.
They are not for us.
Okay.
They want to kill us.
They want to kill us.
And you never, ever back down from them.
We don't want to kill you. We're your friends. We're here.
Do you believe that?
No.
Oh, okay.
The cop comes up and says, we're your friends. And she turns to the kids. Do you believe that? And the kids, no.
He's seen videos of you shooting people that look like his father and shit. So don't even talk to him. And it's not funny to me. It's really not funny.
The way you're raising your children.
It's really not funny.
It's not.
It's really not funny. Oh, to go against the fucking law that wants to kill? Of course I won't raise no submissive ass fucking children. Absolutely not. I don't have to lie to him. I can pull a video for him right now of you killing people for no fucking reason. People that look like his uncle, his brother, his sister, his anybody.
Still think that the whole Black Lives Matter thing is harmless? This is the outcome. The entire country, especially the media, has proposed this idea, has been pushing this idea that if the police pull you over, they're likely to shoot you. In reality, it's an extremely rare event. Doesn't matter what color you are, it's extraordinarily rare. And it's extremely rare, especially if you just comply with their orders. But the media and Black Lives Matter has raised this thing up, has elevated this idea up to where the point where they think that it's a very common occurrence. And you know what? It's not going to work out well here.
You just don't realize what we're talking about.
Right. You keep recording. Oh, listen, ain't even a crime being committed. Oh, yeah, y'all came to kill some shit today. But it's okay, because I've been waiting for
You
it.
still have a chance
I've
to
been
get
waiting
out
for
of
this.
You still have a chance to get out of your car with your children. And walk.
Why would I get out of my car? Why would I allow y'all to steal my car?
Because you don't have any choice. We're taking it. You're coming out of that car one way or the other.
Why?
Man, you still have a chance to get out of your vehicle and walk down with your children. It's right, you live in care of children, it's right there. I'm giving you that opportunity right now. You understand?
I'm giving you an opportunity to walk away.
You don't have that.
And not
that
have
option.
and not have a murder here in Kirkhill today.
I promise you
Oh,
that.
okay. Well, one of you will. One of you will. I promise you, you will. Unless y'all got a horse fertilizer out here, which still won't work. Which still won't work. And I promise you
You
that.
get out of your vehicle
Okay.
with your children.
Yeah, you wait on that.
Okay, I'm letting you know. You still have that option.
Okay. And you still. Hold it like that.
Sorry, that's where we're at. Back to deal with this.
Make sure you record everything.
10 weeks by baby, girl. Baby.
Exactly. I'll put her down.
Hey, come on, that option already.
Well, it just got real. This is when the video recorder quits. Most likely, she just edited it out because she didn't want people to see that she caved in, and they took her in, and she edited this thing out. She probably edited this out because guess what? She caved. They took her in. They arrested her. They kidnapped her. All of that talk was just that talk, bluster. But in the meantime, she scared the hell out of her kids and made the cops pulling her over look like monsters in their eyes. Now, how did this all work out? Not so well.
The police,
What are they trying to do?
they trying to kill us.
That's her son. She asks him, "What are the police trying to do?" "They're trying to kill us."
For hours, we pleaded with her to end this peacefully. We discharged one round at her. In turn, she fired several rounds back at us. We fired again at her, striking and killing her.
When you put your hands on me, I promise you, you will have to murder me. They tell you get out this car or take your seatbelt off. You do not get out this car. Do you understand?
Don't let Korynn Gaines' story slip through media scrutiny. Say her name. We need answers. Okay, I'll say her name. Korynn Gaines, you're an asshole. That's all you are. Well, you were. I mean, nothing that transpired here had to happen. You brought it on yourself. And if you hadn't been such an asshole, you'd still be alive. There, I said her name. I want to go back to this little gem. Gaines' social media accounts were deactivated during the encounter because police say followers were encouraging her to resist. Real good friends you got there, Korynn. Really looking after your welfare. All right, so here's the finale. Here's what happened.
In the news tonight, the cries for justice in the Korynn Gaines death continues nearly 5 years after she was shot and killed by a Baltimore County police officer. As WMAR2 News' Kendall Green tells us tonight, Gaines' family and legal team are now demanding that $38 million is granted by a jury more than 3 years ago.
The mother of Korynn Gaines shared with a crowd full of supporters that her healing has been put on hold by Baltimore County. She's hoping the judge behind it all will move out of the way so she and her family can move forward.
Justice for Korynn Gaines. It does not take 5 years to understand what you've done to this family. This family's hurting. You sitting up there in the courtroom arguing about your schedule. When is justice on the schedule?
Well, justice was on the schedule. And as far as what they did to her family, you go back, play the tape. Korynn Gaines did this to her family. And she did it on purpose.
Korynn Gaines' mother feels thinking about the death of her daughter is far from faded. August 1st will mark 5 years since 23-year-old Korynn Gaines was shot and killed in a 6-hour-long standoff by Baltimore County Police.
It has not allowed me to move forward in my life, emotionally, psychologically, which all affects my physical.
Supporters of Gaines' family are hoping they don't go into their 5th year since her death mourning empty-handed. Back and forth rulings stem from the case since 2018 when a jury awarded the family $38 million in damages.
The award that was rendered in this case was rendered to take care of these babies and their future because they're left without a mother. A jury in the court of law found the county liable and awarded damages, and the judge dismissed the damages, and the Court of Special Appeals reinstated the damages.
Wednesday's hearing was geared towards scheduling, but timeliness of justice was the focus of demonstrators just outside the courthouse.
When will you respect the decision of the jury that was underscored by the Court of Special Appeals. Until you do that, we are all going to be coming here.
But the jury made it very clear when they put down a $38 million judgment against the county because they heard everything.
But she says somehow the facts of the case, along with their cries for justice, are still falling on deaf ears. Now, Reverend Al Sharpton and supporters say they're going to continue to put the pressure on this court until they do what they feel is right by Korynn's family. Reporting in Baltimore County, Kendall Green, WMAR2 News.
Now, the county says they reached out to Reverend Sharpton to meet but never heard back. They also sent us this response to the protest saying, quote, "This administration inherited the case following the tragic death of Ms. Gaines, and our focus now is on doing right by the family of Ms. Gaines and in particular her children. After years in the court, the county made a significant offer to resolve this matter, which reflects the highest amount we believe the court may award under the law."
So, in February 2018, a jury of 6 women awarded more than $37 million in damages to the Gaines family after finding that the first shot fired by Royce Ruby in killing Gaines was not reasonable and thus violated their civil rights. On February 14, 2019, Judge Mickey Norman dismissed the original complaint and consequently remitted the award of over $37 million. The family had stated they would file an appeal. On Wednesday, July 1st, 2020, after appealing, an appeal court reinstated the original $38 million verdict and ruled it was for the jury to decide questions of fact, not Judge Norman. So they got $38 million out of the whole deal. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, and I'd be interested to hear what you have to say about this case.